ever notice how billionaires almost never go to jail? That's not luck, it's leverage. When you have billions, you don't just buy yachts, you buy influence. Politicians need donations, judges want career security, and law firms want massive retainers. So laws slowly start bending not for justice, but for money.
Judges are supposed to be independent, though. You're really saying the whole court system is compromised.
Judges aren't puppets, they're pressured. Billionaires fund campaigns that decide who even gets elected. Those politicians appoint judges, and regulators later get consulting jobs with the same corporations they were supposed to regulate. It's a revolving door that's technically legal.
That sounds dramatic. I mean, billionaires still lose cases sometimes, so it can't be that rigged.
Sure, rich people lose cases sometimes, but notice which ones: fines instead of prison, settlements instead of trials, laws rewritten after scandals. When you're rich enough, the system doesn't punish you, it negotiates with you.
If this was true, wouldn't people notice or call it out more? Laws are written to protect everyone, not just the ultra-rich. You're making it sound like democracy is for sale, and that feels like a stretch.
And that's the real secret. Democracy isn't broken, it's just been priced.
You cannot tax billionaires on the shares that they hold in a company because it is an unrealized gain, right? So they go like, yeah, you're worth 300 billion, but we can't tax you on those stocks because you haven't sold the shares, so you don't like have the money, right? But you're worth the money, but you don't have the money. And I understand the argument. They go like, no, you don't have it. It's just what it's worth, because it will also crash, and then you have nothing, so we can't tax you on it. Then I'm like, okay, I understand that. So you can't tax the people on a thing because they don't have it. It's just there. Okay, fine. Then Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter, right? He offers to buy it. And then he says in his offer, he goes, I'm putting up my Tesla stock as collateral. Then I'm like, so you do have it? Then he's like, no, I don't have it. I'm just going to say as collateral. So then they accept the offer. He now buys Twitter. Now that they've accepted his offer, he now goes to private equity and banks and like other rich people and whatever. He goes like, can you guys borrow me the money to buy Twitter? And then he's like, I want to buy Twitter because I don't want to sell any of my Tesla shares. So I want to use your money to buy Twitter. And then it's like, but then they're like, what are we loaning it against? And he's like, well, my Tesla shares. Then I'm going like, wait. So you can buy a thing based on what you have, yes. But when we want to tax you, you can say, I don't have it. Do you hear what I'm saying here? So just think of like the illogic of it. It's like it's such a fun game that like billionaires get to play because all their money is in that, right? Like if you earn your money as a salary, that your money just gets taxed. That's it.
The top 10% of Americans own 88% of equities, 88% of the stock market. The next 40% owns 12% of the stock market. The bottom 50 has debt. They have credit card bills, they rent their homes, they have auto loans, and we've got to give them some relief. That I was struck by the statistic from last year.
That's the message right there. Just as a bystander, I'm like, wow, okay.
All right, or that I like the examples, and I was really struck by two different statistics last year. Summer of 2024, Americans took more European vacations than they had in history. Summer of 2024, more Americans were using food banks than they ever have in history. I went into two food banks near my hometown to ask, what's the story? And they said, it really takes, for a lot of people, it's a loss of dignity to walk in a food bank.
Of course.
But they were seeing a new phenomenon, that it wasn't their traditional clientele. It wasn't people who'd lost their homes. It wasn't people out on the street. These were working families who could no longer, $100 at the grocery store, that basket of groceries every week, they were missing 5, 6, 7 things, and they were coming to the food bank to top up. So that's not a great America. Record European vacation, record food banks.
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
As I walk.
You be the judge. If you're awake, you already know what comes next. Support the movement. Show where you stand. Your voice carries further than you think.